We don't work based upon experience. So we don't hire doctors, and we can hire for experience, but we generally find it's completely unnecessary. Obviously, for unlicensed positions or
Mm.
to get people into licensed positions, it's unnecessary. We've demonstrated over and over again that to get an A plus applicant who is really going gangbusters for this position, they really want to do it. They're smart. We know because we measure their speed of learning. We know how smart they are. And getting that person into the position, they don't have to unlearn anything, Jennifer. You don't have to try and tell them, oh, I know you did it at Dr. Smith's office that way, but we're not Dr. Smith. We don't have to do any of that. They just
Oh, that
roll
happens
in
all the time.
constantly. They roll in. They're not a brontosaurus dinosaur that you have to teach them how to scroll in Excel. That's wild.
It was
You
that
don't.
was I thought that was wild. And they weren't even that they were just like
I
I
know.
want to say older, but not that older. But it's the mindset. You can get
Yes.
someone in their 20s that have this mindset. They were taught that one way and they just want to do it that one way. And
Right.
then you can get someone who's in their 50s or 60s and they may be like super nimble,
Right.
and they just sit there and like, okay, I'm gonna dump with that and I'm gonna learn this.
Yeah, and that's why our software makes these suggestions. It gives a thumbs up, and it doesn't know the person's age, it doesn't know their gender, it doesn't know their race. It is literally we don't know any of that stuff when those finalists are selected. So, you know, you it's so frustrating. You contrast this to sitting across a desk or a table from someone where, yes, I'm great at everything they tell you in the interview. Um, I created sliced bread. I cured cancer yesterday afternoon. You really need to hire me. Come on.
Yeah.
But this is what you hear when you're interviewing with people. Or worse, they sit there and they clam up because they don't know what to say or otherwise. So what we built is a way to find these A players, these superstar folks, and they're actually good at it without even having to say a word. We know this without a single word to them.
I remember I asked you because we're going to have to wrap it up, and I could talk to you a
Mm-hmm.
lot because this is near and dear to my heart. Getting the right people in the right roles, paying them the right wage
Yeah.
is like so important for scaling clinics. But I remember asking you, so once you give them the people, like how many actually make it as opposed to the people that the clinic turns down? And you gave me some really interesting information. So because you just say, hey, we've got a match, and
Yep.
most of the time the people are like, okay, and they just start them, which I
Mm-hmm.
was like, wow, okay.
Yep. Some folks, so we'll find the top two or three candidates for the
Mm,
position. Now, if one comes in that's a superstar,
mm,
our team reaches out to the practice, says, you got to move on these guys right now. They're a superstar. And
mm.
so a lot of times they'll, like what we do at our practice is build my team does the hiring for the practice. A great candidate comes in the morning. Our practice manager calls them immediately. Hey, can you come in at lunch for an interview? Can you come in this morning for an interview? There is never a delay on that because those A players, they want decisiveness. They want people who know exactly what they're doing. They're attracted, magnetically attracted to practices that have their act together. And these folks come from all walks of life. They do all kinds of things previously, but that's the move to get them in there. And then as far as who stays, it's well over 90%. We
That's
do
just
not have the
amazing.
same, we're in a completely different plateau for folks leaving than
See,
what
I
folks are used to.